In this video, we want to show you the work of Gray and Block. All in your class now, evolving representations of the working class in the neoliberal era. The case of ELT textbooks. We would like to give a short overview of their article and provide some key features of the framework for analyzing textbooks.
Before we start talking about middle class, we should probably tell you some facts about the birth of ELT textbook industry. It started its development by the end of the 70s, which coincides with the birth of the neoliberal era. Why is this important? Because UK produced textbooks reproduced and legitimized neoliberalism, which is an ideology that promotes individualism over class-based and other collective identity inscriptions. So in this video, we will see how this is related to the representation of the working class in ELT textbooks.
Did we mention ELT textbooks? Yes, we did. Then, what are they? According to Gray and Block, ELT textbooks represent a way of constructing the world that suggests what it means to be a speaker of English in this world. They can be political, as ruling parties select the content that's going to be included according to their interests. They can also be ideological, in the sense that they reproduce the existing power relations regarding class, race, gender, and sexual orientation. But, as we mentioned before, this video has to do with the representation of working class in ELT textbooks. So let's start by reading the definition of class according to Bourdieu. Class is not defined only by its position in the relations of production, including occupation, income, or educational level, but also by certain sex ratio, geographical location, and other characteristics that might not be formally stated. Here, class is framed as social relation and as emergent in the day-to-day activities of human beings. However, it's important to mention that this is only one definition of class. In addition, one of the challenges of class-based research is to work out how different identity inscriptions, such as gender, ethnicity, and race, among others, interact with class.
Is the concept of middle class clearly defined nowadays? Definitely not, as lately our society has been changing, and the sense of collectiveness, which is essential for creating a class, is lost, thanks to the process of automation in the industries that has fostered the individualization of workers. Gray and Block decided to explore the issue of working class representation by looking at two best-selling intermediate ELT textbooks of each decade, from the 1970s to the 2000s. The textbooks analyzed were the following. The analysis was guided by the following questions. Are there any representations of characters who are working class in terms of their employment or references to working class employment in these textbooks? If so, what form do these representations or references take? Is there any treatment of themes that can be related to working class experience in these textbooks? If so, what form does this treatment take?
But what is considered working class employment? According to the UK National Readership Survey, skilled manual workers, semi-skilled and unskilled manual workers, state pensioners, casual and lowest grade workers, and unemployed with state benefits only would be considered working class.
The researchers recorded all instances in which the textbook, including artwork and listening activities, made a reference to working class. Then, they calculated all pages that had references to working class and calculated the percentage compared to the total number of pages in each textbook. The results were rather disappointing, given that there was a progressive and fast decline in the working class representations as time went by. In a more qualitative analysis, the researchers found that, though highly represented, the textbook from the 70s did not encourage students to think or talk seriously about the issues of the working class. In the following decade, all reference to the working class is incidental. Working class characters feature only in passing, rather than being the center of attention. In one of the 19 textbooks, it is shown that work is a source of personal satisfaction and that any individual is able to choose their work freely. Not only that, but choosing a non-typical career is seen in a neoliberal, innovative, risk-taking and wealth-generating sense.
Overall, the analysis of these textbooks shows the progressive decline in the representation of working class characters and the erasure of a very limited working class perspective on life. There is also little to no engagement of issues surrounding class.
Created using Powtoon.